Guys, today we're playing a brand new mobile monster collector RPG, Disney Mirrorverse. This just came out. Actually, I should asterisk that because this just came out globally. It is not brand new. It is brand new to the global audience. It has been released in other... This is Mobile Games 101. It's been released in other regions already for quite a while. Disney Mirrorverse is the name of the game. It is basically Disney meets Summoners. It's not really like Summoners War. Sometimes I like to say, compare things to Summoners War. It's kind of an action-based game until the auto button comes into play. It is kind of an action-based game, but it is, for all intents and purposes, a Disney Gacha Hero Collector. This is not the first. This is like the third Disney Gacha Hero Collector, though. But this came out in other regions before. Graphically, it looks nice. But what I was going to say is it is a kind of a Disney version of like the multiverse in... It's not quite like the multiverse in the Marvel universe, but it's kind of similar to that. There's different versions of... There's like dark, evil versions of the Disney characters over here, and there's... I think they're called the Fractured? Well, let's take a look a little bit more. Graphically, I think that it's pretty well done, especially compared to some of the... I wasn't really a big fan of the other Disney mobile gacha RPGs. There's some pros, there's some cons. I think the cons the cons outweigh the pros, but it's a mobile game, so the cons are definitely going to outweigh the pros. Visually, I think it's really cool. Gameplay style, you actually play, well, you actually, again, until the auto button comes into play, you actually play the game for a bit anyway. It's fun, it's responsive, it feels good to actually play the game. I wish, as I always do in these mobile games, that the actual gameplay parts were just more. I want more actual gameplay. I want less auto button, more actual gameplay. The good games make the PvP actually playable. The bad games are the ones that you just auto everything on, in my opinion. Like a lot of city builders, there's just no PvP that you actually play. You smash your armies against. This is not a city builder, but are we gonna dodge or what? This is not a city builder, of course, but well, maybe if you haven't seen it yet, then you don't know it's not a city builder. But the city builders, the ones that don't have like any actual gameplay. But this one actually has some gameplay. I just wish that there was less auto in these games in general. Like if you have to farm things, I get having the auto there or idle functionality, but I wish there was some kind of gameplay that required skills, like actually doing things and actually enjoying playing the game. But it's mobile, so it's not like it's the only game that this is the deal with. This is something I always critique, and I really just got to get over it and realize that this is just mobile games. But okay, so first thing is gameplay is pretty good. Gameplay is pretty enjoyable. You get to actually play around it, but the auto button eventually comes in. What do we got going on for this? Oh yeah, we gotta summon things. Speaking of summoning things, or they call it different. No, they do call it summons in this game. This is not a game where you summon the unit and then you get the unit at its full capacity, well, it's never really at its full potential, but more so than ever. This is actually... Here's the thing. The first time I played, because I already played through a little bit of this game. The first time I chose Mulan, because I was very excited about Mulan. And then I took a look at the tier list, and this is actually... I mean, we're going to get more of these units regardless, but this is actually a much stronger unit in the current meta, is the Ariel. So we're going to choose Ariel this time, which I have not played with yet, so this should be an interesting playstyle experience. Mulan was okay. She's got these little swords that revolve around her. And then we're also going to get other units as well. We have Rapunzel. We have... I think we get... Do we get Sully or Baymax after the first chapter? After we complete all of these? I think we get... Sully. I think we get Sully. I think we summoned... I summoned Baymax in the other account. But... graphically, I think it looks pretty good. We'll take Ariel. We'll see. I want to see, because she's apparently very good. But I want to see. So this is one of those units. Again, shard collector game. If you want to collect units from the Disney universe, you're going to be able to collect them easier than like Pokédex things like gotcha, gotta catch 'em all situation. Easier than you would in something like Summoner's War, where it's super hard to get all the 5 stars, super ridiculously hard to get any LD5s. I know I was compared to Summoner's War. I'm sorry. There's just so many, this when you do something for 8 years, of course you're going to compare everything to it, right? But it's easier, much easier to get all the units here. However, the units themselves are not what you need. You need the units at their full capacity, which means that it's not even just about collecting some shards of the unit to actually get the unit. It's about collecting more and more shards until you get the unit at its full potential, and then you also still have to... I mean, you have to upgrade the unit as well. So there's a few different things that you can do to upgrade the unit, but that's in any of these RPG. I mean, that's just RPG fundamentals, right? So that's not anything... That's not anything different than we've seen before in the other games. I'm just letting you know this is a shard collector game, and those generally tend to be kind of brutal. And now I'm playing this very terribly, which is also not anything new. I'm just trying to think and talk at the same time. So, a couple things that I'm not super fond of. Number one, the auto button, which I already mentioned. The shard-based game, apparently it is pretty aggressively monetized, which is not surprising. It's from people that have been playing it. Aggressively monetized is not balanced too well. It's kind of more in favor of the things that they want you to spend money to keep getting packs for. We do also have things that you have to farm to get resources like gold and like XP, and like we'll open those dungeons in a little bit. And then we also have, I think I didn't do the tower. I think there's like a TOA kind of thing over here. Let's upgrade this unit. Wasn't paying attention to how what the actual gameplay in the last one. I apologize for whatever I was trying to do and while I was trying to think. It's so much easier to record the gameplay separate than trying to actually record the gameplay, write out what you want to say, and then do narration over it versus trying to talk and think and play at the same time. So, what else do we have? I wrote notes. I did write notes. Yeah, I think I mentioned all of this, actually, all the notes. Oh, let's get out of here. I don't want to... No, don't stun me, bro. Don't stun me, bro. Yeah, so another thing that I want to mention is this is we're getting stunned a lot. This seems to be... We seem to be getting stunned more than the Mulan. It's probably just because I'm not paying attention, that's why. So, let's get out of the... It is the same controls as the other mobile games, though. Just the little joypad. Not the biggest fan of it, but it's nothing different from other mobile games in terms of that. So I'm kind of curious on what the demographic is for this. There are other Disney games. There's also another Disney game coming out called... I don't remember what it's called. It's a Disney racing game. It looks pretty good, but it's Gameloft, and Gameloft is, it's going to be a Gameloft game. So it's going to look good, and it's also going to be aggressively monetized. But all of these are aggressively monetized, so it's not really anything out of the ordinary. I'm just concerned that there's so many other similar Disney games that have performed kind of poorly, or rather poorly, been very aggressively monetized and performed pretty... Actually, this is the same developer as one of the Marvel games. Is it Marvel Contest of Champions or Marvel... One of the other Marvel mobile games, but this is the same developer as one of those. And that's also aggressively monetized as well. So, I just think that there's a lot of competition already in the space. Like, this is not a game that's going to blow up. It's been out for a while in other regions. It also has a lot of competition just with other similar Disney games. Yeah, it may look better than the other ones, but it does have a lot of competition. I do want to get Donald Duck, but it's a shard collector. There's just a lot of stuff going against it. Like, this is never going to be a game. This is a game that's going to probably stay around for a bit, at least a couple of years, right? But as far as being a huge game, being a massive hit, being a massive success, being balanced, I wouldn't say that it's probably going to be any of those things. It's a shard collector, so it's going to be balanced to make whatever new units they want to push and have people summon for on the new banners stronger than the units that you've already built with your time playing the game. That's kind of the situation. And there's other Disney games. It's not targeting kids because kids don't have as much money as adults, so it's kind of targeting adults, but it's also the Disney franchise. So it's targeting adults that are super Disney crazy, which I lived in Orlando for years. I am very well of the demographic of the Disney crazy adults. There are plenty, and they have money, and they will spend it. I just don't know if they are also RPG fans. So, but I do actually have quite a handful of friends that are super Disney fanatics. They're just like the people that are in this Disney fanatic and also have a lot of disposable income category. I don't know that this is the game necessarily that they're going to be in love with and spending a lot of money. But it really doesn't matter if they have a huge... This is kind of the thing that mobile games are doing now, is they're not trying to appeal to a large audience. I mean, Raid Shadow Legends was when it first came out, but there's all these games that are not really trying to appeal to a large audience. They're just trying to appeal to a niche audience of a lot of disposable income that are already familiar with other mobile games and are already spending aggressively on other mobile games, and they just want to get them to their game. So it's not like they're not ever trying to make the game easily accessible and freely accessible to the larger communities and be free to play friendly. They're like, let's just try to get the whale crowd. So I don't really think that we're going to see the same success in the mobile game space as we used to see with some of these other games. Like, again, I'm going to talk about Summoner's War, Clash Royale, Clash of Clans. We're not really going to see that same level of success because that's what these developers are not trying to do. They're just trying to appeal towards the niche. Hey, we already knew it's on Rails, so we already knew it was going to be. She's a ranged unit. She has this freeze ult. We can see in a second. I don't want to upgrade her. I did click on the upgrade though, didn't I? Oh, we have to do level 4. I don't want to upgrade her to level 4. She has a freeze ult. When you auto, it just does whatever it does. But when you are playing one character, you can switch actually, which we're probably going to see in a second. I think 1-4. Yeah, we have to actually beat this one before we can bring 2 units into the party. So, yeah, clear 1-4 to unlock. So we'll use her now, and then we'll show, and we can switch between... Like, the gameplay is fun, but ultimately, it's not here to be a fun game. It's here to be a profitable game. So, it's welcome to mobile gaming. But, you know, I won't say I had high hopes for the game because I've just been burned so... 8 years of doing this. You've been burned so many times in the past. You're like, yeah, I already know it's gonna... I already know it's gonna be... It's gonna be pay to win. It's gonna be unbalanced. It's gonna be all these things that all the other games are. So unless we see something that's... like really trying to appeal to a larger audience, then it's got a limited shelf life. So, not saying it's going to be dead in a week or anything, but it's already been out for a while in other regions, like I said. So, yeah, we got to... Sully wants to... What he wants to do is he wants to get right up close to us because he is a tanky unit, and we want to try to keep our distance from him because he's smothering us with affection. Or furry monster, whatever. Furry monster affection. So, I don't know how long it's actually been out in other regions, though. Let's see. I know that it's been out for a while, though. It's had many updates. It's had many new units over the course of time. I think we have 40 units-ish in the game right now. So they are still working on it. They're still adding stuff over the course of time. No, thank you very much. No, thank you. But again, it's a shard collector. I think the shard collector, just in general, is going to turn people off. from the unit. This is apparently a pretty... That one that they just showed on the screen is apparently a pretty good unit. Or a very good unit. I want to switch these. That's fine. We'll keep them that way. We will keep them. But apparently Ariel is super good in, like, endgame. So... But these are units that... It doesn't really matter if we get Ariel at the very beginning or if we get... Mulan at the beginning, or Hercules, or I think those are 3 choices that they give you, because those units you're going to be able to... We can also switch on these by clicking on the icons on the top left, which I think it just told us, but I wasn't paying attention. But, yeah, it doesn't really matter what you pick early game, because you're going to wind up getting all of them eventually, and it's just about getting more pieces of them. So, Ariel's one of the... I think she's supposed to be one of the easier units to completely upgrade and use at a pretty decent level, and one of the less pay-to-win units, from what I understand. But there's also apparently Mickey is pretty good. I don't know who this other guy is that I'm looking at. I'm looking at other like notes and things that I took on the side as well, but so I wanted to make sure I at least tried to know what I was talking about. What else did I want to show you guys? I think we just get... do we have any summons to do? I don't think we have any summons. I think the game gives you... The game gives you, like, some pre-registration stuff, but it's so stingy. It's like 30 gems for pre-registration or something like that. It's like... Not like 30 summons. 30, like, not even one summon. It's like, not even one summon. Or maybe they give you, like, a crystal and, like, a summon crystal and, like, these things. Orbs. Because crystals are different in this game than... Crystals are not the resource. Or, I mean, crystals are the resource. Crystals are not gems. Gems are... Crystals are what you use to summon. And then those orbs are the things that you... Let's just see what I'm talking about. The orbs are the things that you buy. So, yeah, let's craft this. There are also these, which you can... craft crystals, and you come back at a certain amount of time, and then you get some of these crystals to open, and then you get pieces from the different units. Yeah, let's do this. I think that they give you like 1 at like as pre-registration. I'm not sure if they're gonna give. I'm not sure what they're gonna give for this one. Yeah, Rapunzel. Oh, we don't already have Rapunzel? No, we do. We got the shards. Yeah, we do already have Rapunzel. Yeah, let's do that. No. And let's claim this. Let's claim this. There's already some events. I think we have... What'd they say for the events that we have? We have... No, not the calendar. Oh, there was a different thing that popped up in the... on the other account. I don't know where to get to it here if it doesn't pop up over there. So we have all of these things that you can buy crystals for. We can open some crystals. Let's do it here. We can see what we get. Probably just 1 star. Oh, this is new, actually. I mean, we only get her at 1 star level. Actually, she's not... Apparently, she's not even good. I remember being bummed out about that. I was like, how you gonna say Maleficent is not a good unit? That's sad. Alright. What do we get here? Something good, something not good. Hey, Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow is apparently... I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, he's middle of the road. You can get higher you can get larger amounts of these things though. Again, it's shard collector game, so it's all shard based. And we have here's some of the... I mean, this is nice 3-star Guardian bundle, but it's always like they always get you to open the wallet once, and that's the big victory. And they're like, as long as you open it once, you're gonna open it twice, you're gonna open it 3 times, you're gonna open it 4 times. Just personally for me, this is not a game that I'm gonna keep playing. Even though I really do like the Disney universe, I do like the art style, I do like the gameplay. I just know this is a shard collector. There's not gameplay that it's still the auto. I mean, we didn't get to the auto button, but there is still the auto button that we're going to see in I think it starts in chapter 2 is when you actually get access to the auto button. But between all that, this is going to be the same situation as every other shard collector, unfortunately. But I think that they did a pretty good job actually building it, actually making the gameplay mechanics fun. But you know, it is still a shard collector, so I think most of us have played these games before. If you're fine with shard collectors, then I would say you might actually like this. But anyway, that's it for this one. I don't think we really need to go too much for this. It's already been a 20-minute video. Oh my god. This should have been a 10-minute video. I always just talk way too much. I really do. So, yeah. It's a shard collector. That's kind of but it's a shard collector. It's been out for a while. It's unbalanced on purpose because all of these shard collectors are unbalanced on purpose. So you got a lot of cons going for it. There's like double to triple the amount of cons as pros. The gameplay, the art style, though, is solid. I like the gameplay. I like the art style. I like the character design. I think that's all solid. I think they do a good job with the Disney franchise. I think it looks, I think it looks good. There's just too many cons in terms of like monetization and gameplay loop, or lack thereof, i.e., auto button balancing, etc., etc. Shard collector, you know the drill. Anyway, that's it for this one. I'm trying to be less depressing in these. I just have to say, like, these are mobile games that are unbalanced to get you to spend lots of money. So anyway, that's it for this one. See you as always in the next one.